Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
2 men are facing charges including open murder for a fatal shooting that police believe was a case of road rage. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us on 7 at 7. I'm Cynthia Puga. In your top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A Las Vegas community mourns their neighbors as a home that caught fire on Thursday morning left 2 children and 2 adults dead. Now this happened on Langhorne Street near West Windmill Lane and South Jones Boulevard.
I don't even want to think about it, It's a tragedy, obviously.
A neighbor was saying that they were hearing screaming, and we did hear like a loud boom, and the street was just pretty smoky.
The Clark County Fire Chief said a mother and a child had jumped from the 3rd-story window and were taken to University Medical Center. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And 2 men are facing charges including open murder for a fatal August shooting on I-15, and it may have been motivated by what police say was road rage. 18-year-old Demarion Bell and 23-year-old Jason Levette are accused in connection with the death of 31-year-old Darren Algie. They appeared in court yesterday and were appointed attorneys. Police found Algie laying in the road next to the passenger side of his Audi with apparent gunshot wounds. Police said a FedEx driver was behind Algie's Audi when Algie crashed his car, and the FedEx truck had a camera with footage of the shooting. The video showed a Jeep Renegade and Metro used cameras and license plate reads to track the Jeep, which had a cartridge case in the back seat. In your weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. Plenty of sunshine in today's forecast with a high around 86 degrees before we get into the weekend. Temperatures will continue in the high 80s Saturday, Sunday with cloudy skies, and Monday we will begin to cool down even more, expecting clouds and wind with temperatures around the low 80s. We'll then be seeing a dramatic dip into the 60s on Tuesday and Wednesday, with overnight lows dropping into the 50s and 40s for next week. In Business, brought to you by G-Bank, your best banking experience ever. A federal court dismissed a lawsuit against Resorts World filed by a former patron who claimed the property allowed known felons to gamble, and in response to bringing that information to management's attention, directed another player to harass and intimidate him. A U.S. District Court judge tossed out Robert Cipriani's 6-count lawsuit against the casino and Scott Sibella, the property's former top executive. The judge dismissed the suit with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. Cipriani, a high-stakes gambler, accused Resorts World and Sibella of negligence, civil conspiracy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress in a suit filed last year.
Now for a sports update brought to you by PT's Taverns. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. UNLV and Boise State, a huge matchup set for tonight. Now, what do the Rebels need to do to secure a win?
Number 1, stop Ashton Jeanty. The junior running back is the nation's leading rusher and a Heisman favorite. The Rebels cannot allow him to have another 200-yard game. Number 2, the turnover battle. Boise State knows it's coming in at a disadvantage, having only created 1 interception on defense this season. The Rebels, on the other hand, have recorded 13. Number 3, special teams. Wide receiver Ricky White is leading the nation in blocked punts with 3. He'll need to keep it up, while freshman kicker Caden Jittenden could build on the momentum from his perfect game against Oregon State last weekend.
In health news, brought to you by Centerwell Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. Leftover or expired medications can be dangerous if not disposed of properly, but you can safely get rid of them this Saturday for National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Health experts say getting rid of unneeded prescriptions like opioids or expired drugs is essential to prevent abuse and accidental harm. Sunrise Healthcare System is giving you access to dump those prescriptions. From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow, you can drop them off at Southern Hills Hospital and Medical Center or Mountain View Hospital. Any medications are accepted. However, needles, syringes, lancets, or liquids will not be accepted.
Sports betting brought to you by the Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Number 11, BYU will look to improve to 8-0 on Saturday in a Big 12 football showdown at Central Florida. The Knights are 2-point favorites at the Westgate Superbook over the Cougars, one of the top money teams in the country with a 6-1 record against the spread. In top 25 matchups, Texas A&M is favored by 1 over LSU, Notre Dame by 13 over Navy, Alabama by 17 over Missouri, Texas by 18.5 over Vanderbilt, and Oregon by 21.5 over Illinois. Vegas Nation, brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today. Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham will have his hands full in preparing for Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his multifaceted skill set. Here he is talking about the team that is now 6-0 and the man that leads it.
He is the best player in our league, period, point blank, in my opinion. I mean, to see him from his first year when he wasn't really starting until the end, and then to what he's done in his career, the way he attacks each season differently, you can see that, there's something that you could tell that he's putting something else on his plate from season to season.
In lifestyle news, brought to you by LV Craft Shows, has been bringing you the finest craft and gift show since 1999. Visit lvcraftshows.com for upcoming events. A chain of Hawaiian food restaurants opened its third location in the Las Vegas Valley. Mo Betta's Mo Vegas is now serving customers at 3340 St. Rose Parkway. It's Suite 100 in Henderson. Brothers Kimo and Kalani Mack, who grew up on Oahu, founded the chain in 2008. The menu features plate lunches built from a choice of protein with scoops of white rice and macaroni salad plus teriyaki or katsu sauce. The menu also offers salads and sides such as spam musubi, Hawaiian drinks, and more.
Now for entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's, has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. A local production that parodies the original horror film Scream has become a viral sensation and continues to draw in a global audience. The Majestic Repertory Theater's show Screamed, an unauthorized musical parody, features a talented cast performing some of the most popular songs from the 90s, along with making fun of the movie Scream. This is the show's third round of performances after much demand and success. LVRJ entertainment columnist Christopher Lawrence tells us why it's become a killer hit.
They've had people come from as far away as Australia specifically to see this show. I think the original Scream was just smart. This is an unauthorized musical parody, but the original Scream itself was a parody of horror movies. So what they've done at Majestic is kind of parody the era, parody the 90s and the music and the sensibilities, more than taking shots at the movie.
Thanks for watching us on 7 at 7. You can watch us Monday through Friday on streaming platforms like Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and YouTube. Join us weekly at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. to get the latest Las Vegas news updates.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.